calypso. Star Wars moving ill like Han Solo. Make you bounce around like this was calypso. Always shine cause I got the high pro glow. You think that you can hide, you think you can lay low. Roll up on your ass like Hawaii 5-0. Back out with my dreads and my Kango. Forget them, get them, just pass the. Sorry, this is it, but homeboy, I got to go. I step up in the place.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here, as it'll be the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Cleveland Browns. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. At their own 36-yard line. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Ready, steel, black, 45, green jack.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. You look at the Steeler defense. They are number 2 in the NFL against the run right now, Charles.
They've established themselves pretty well throughout this season. But boy, what a competitive group of people. They do not like that ranking they have now because they think that they're better, and they're out to prove it again in this game.
This will be caught by Brown. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. This defense for the Steelers, they played really well in that win last week against Miami.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off by Joey Porter Jr. And the Steelers are going to get the football here at their own 23. At their own 23-yard line. Looking to put a drive together. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. And that's caught inside the 35. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. And even 50 yards. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 27. That completes it again to Metcalf. His second catch, this one not quite as dynamic as his first, and it's 2nd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Back to throw again. He's got the tight end. That's Gadsden. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. 4 consecutive passes to begin this opening drive, and you can't argue with the results. They've already driven it into the red zone and a fresh set of downs here to play with.
Which means there's a lot of trust by the play caller, by the quarterback, the receivers, you name it. Everyone locked in, everyone doing their job. I continue to go in that direction because right now they got the defense back on their heels.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on third down.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw again. And that will be incomplete.
Nice job there forcing that incompletion. This is going to be a fun battle throughout this game. Watching him try to take away that area of the field.
Jason Sanders on with a field goal, a 32-yard attempt.
Sanders' kick is good. And the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Browns drive about to get started. Their second drive here, the ballgame, Charles. Remember last time they threw the interception, but the defense held up a bit, a little bit, didn't break, only giving up the 3 points.
Yeah, obviously they left some points on the table there their last time out, but boy, they have to thank their defense for holding the opposition just 3 after they threw the pick. Their turn now. Back out on the field, put together a good drive, and get some points of their own.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Down. Black 40.
They keep it on the ground. Again, it's Brown. And this time he won't even make it back to the line of scrimmage as they stop him in his tracks. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
Pass caught. It's Romeo Doubs. And take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Blue 30, Edo Blue.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. The Browns at 2-1 now to start the campaign. And they were looking good until last week's loss took them from the ranks of the unbeaten.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was expecting this team to push the 72 Dolphins, but still, you got to take a lot of positives from this first month. If they can bounce back and move to 3-1, they'll be pretty well set up for the remainder of the season to follow.
That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Romeo Doubs, his second touchdown on the season. And the Browns have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead. Well, Charles, that's a great response drive from the rookie quarterback. Remember, threw the pick on the previous possession. Here, he's able to lead him down and throw it into the end zone for the touchdown.
And I know from the draft analysis that this is exactly why this team wanted to take this young man. They thought his ability to bounce back from mistakes and quickly turn them into positives, that was something they wanted on their team, and we just saw evidence of it right there. This young man doesn't let anything get to him, and he finds a way to come back big.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35.
At their own 38-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Second down, Jacobs once more. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2, as they've got it with a third down coming up. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Out of the gun now on third down. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now fourth down.
Good clean play, no flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get them off the field with a 3 and out.
So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears trying to go for it on fourth. In motion right, that's Metcalf. They'll try and throw for it here. That's caught. It's a rookie from Alabama. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. It goes as a pickup of 23. And it'll give the Steelers a first down. And Johnston sent in motion. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
Left side here taken in by Metcalf. Called a gain of 3 on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And it's intercepted. And the Browns are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line. And that's a ball that he is going to want to keep, his first career interception in the National Football League.
And I love what teams do when that happens. You bring the ball to the sideline, the equipment guy grabs it, he puts a piece of tape on it, writes on it so that you know what it is, and then they tuck it away so that you can have it for later and put it on your mantle. Pretty good deal for him right there. Now he's eager to get back out on the field and get his second one.
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. This is 2nd and 8.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Second down and 8.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Got Dobbs over the middle. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. Over 70 yards receiving now for him in this first half alone, as he's got a first down on that last catch.
1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Here we go, set. Red, black, 95. White, white. 6, 7. Ready?
He'll look to throw.
Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. And I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
Throw left side complete. That's Jacobs. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. A good first down call as the screenplay gets him 9.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger, 18 Rebel, 18 Rebel.
2nd and 1. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And the Browns are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game? Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Okay, right.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Down. 30. 10.
And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47.
That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score.
Let's go. 50, green. Check Fury.
On 1st and 10, here's Brown. 42 yards rushing for him now to this point.
They created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there. It keeps them advancing the ball.
Smash, smash. Ultra, ultra. 60 red. 60 red. Hey, check mega. Black ultra. Slice blue. 6 mega. Hut, hut.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Blue. Here we go. Here we go. Blue 32. Fierce. Yellow. Black shot. Set. Hut.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Touchdown! Keandre Lambert-Smith, 50 yards. And they're able to add on to their advantage. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Extra point right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 11.
Steelers 3.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Now a 2nd and 10. Johnston sent in motion.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
Johnston sent in motion.
Back to throw now on 1st down. He finds his man complete. It's Jacobs. The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Looking to throw.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked up by Asante Samuel Jr. And the Browns are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But, Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
60 red. 60 red. Ready.
They'll come out throwing here on first down.
And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
Had an open man that time. They ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
Second and 10.
Red, yellow. Here we go. 50. Hey, blue. Red, cycle. Smash, red. Black shot. Ready.
They'll look to throw here. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Come on, Edo blue. 45, white. Black ultra. Steel, black. White. Claws red. Set.
They'll look to throw. That is caught. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Yellow, 10 black. Yellow, zoom. Blaster, 6. Blue striker. White, blue.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half.
Red, yellow. Let's go.
They'll throw now on the final play. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete. Ready for the second half. 14-3 our score as we are back underway on EA Sports. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
And they trail here to begin the second half. What's going to be a key for them to get back in the game?
I think they're right there, and I think this game is still up for the taking for them because we always talk about turnovers. They had 2 of them in the first half, and once you start talking about if you have 3, 4, or 5, you know it's beyond difficult to try and win a football game with that. Those have to be eliminated. If they take care of the ball, they've still got a shot.
On play action, they'll throw. And that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They will run the draw with Jacobs. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it.
An audible here to get a new look.
They get this out quickly to the left side. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
A gain of 12 yards.
So now they'll shift things around.
First down. A gain of 12. And the Steelers first down.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
As a coaching staff, you can call just about whatever you want because you understand you have guys who reliably take away those massive shots downfield. You're not as worried about giving up the big one.
Back to the running game with Jacobs. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield strike.
It's not time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. Now back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position.
Ready, ready. Yellow, 22. Check, punt, punt.
Now a give, left side, Brown with it. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. If this defense wants to stay in this ballgame, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do, and right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
Another run for Brown on 2nd down.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Here now, a 3rd down and 8.
Set. Black 40. Right, white. Set.
He'll drop to throw. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. That one goes for 36 yards.
That's good.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hey, ready.
An inside give, Brown. They'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
It's 2nd and 7 from the 9.
Check. Come on. Set. Ready.
Right back to Brown. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Ready. 33. Yellow. Oh, ready.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here.
Well, the Browns are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
A lot depended on the spot there, and he got it, but it wasn't by much, was it? I remember Coach Madden talking about, depending on which foot the official used, that would tell you whether you got the 1st down or not. You want that upfield foot to be the one that's...
And he takes this one in for Brown score. A great effort there.
With his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
A try here for the extra point. And it's 21-3.
Makes the score Browns 21, Steelers 3.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
That's caught inside the 20. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A big play there. 79 yards.
And the Steelers are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter.
Charles, there aren't really any slow receivers, but there's fast and then really fast. He's really fast, and he showed off the afterburners there.
And that he is, because when he took off, I was thinking there's no chance that he can actually reach him with that pass. Yet he did, and he's still sprinting. And just think about what that does for everyone else on his team, because his ability to stretch a field opens things up for the rest of the receivers on the team.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
28-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started.
Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. So both teams trade touchdowns, and the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Browns football, and they've got the lead here as we start quarter number 4.
Let's go now. Hut, hut.
They go right back to the ground here, and Brown. Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
43. Steel, black. 6. Mega.
2nd and 11. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Derek Harmon breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7. The defense, they brought the house. That O-line, they were overwhelmed.
To put it mildly, because they didn't have enough bodies to block all the guys that came at them. Their best move, how they would have been better served, just turn around and yell, "Look out!" Because here they come.
Red, cycle. Drill, green. Red, yellow. Black, ultra. Cut, cut.
Back to throw. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Able to find a seam for 14 yards, but still now facing a 4th down after the scramble.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. He certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough.
Okay, ready?
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They'll set up a throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And that will force a turnover on downs. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that will bring up 2nd down. A good start there on this 4th quarter drive. They need more of what we just saw.
Down a couple of scores. There's still time. All right, it's not like they're totally out of it, but they have to score quickly, and they're going to need some big-time plays, chunk plays, explosive plays. They need yardage on each snap.
Second and 5. He's got the tight end. That's Gadsden. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a 1st down.
A 28-yard gain. 1st down.
And Johnston sent in motion. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
He's been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. The offense on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. They'll drop to throw. Now the
pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. In for the sack, Myles Garrett. Now Jason Sanders for the field goal try. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. The kick by Sanders is good. And that'll make this an 8-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
Flexing his muscle at the 30.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
Ready.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10. And taken down just shy of the 40. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd down and 7.
Here we go. 60 red. Needle blue.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback.
They get this into the hands of Sampson.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And now we've got a 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Set, hut. 45, wide. Strike, ready.
They'll run on 3rd down with Brown. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on 3rd down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right. They need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
10 black. Blaster, 6. Black ultra. Set.
Back to throw here. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out.
Ready, set.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Here we go, set.
He'll look to throw.
Looking deep here for Dobbs.
He's got it with the 15. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Romeo Dobbs.
His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year.
And the Browns look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter.
Now the try here for the extra point. And the lead is up to 15 now.
Makes the score Browns 28, Steelers 13.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And they will wrangle him down a couple of yards shy of the 30. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. On the ground is Jacobs to start the drive. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
They'll come up now on 2nd down.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
They'll come up now, 2nd and 9.
They're going to look to throw.
Oh, he had a man open. He overshot it. It's incomplete.
A little bit of finger pointing and heavy discussion going on in the defensive backfield. It's man coverage, but they leave a guy wide open. They've got to be counting their lucky stars that this ball was overthrown.
60 Bison, 60 Bison, 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
That means there's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
It's got to have it time. 4th and 9.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and it'll be a turnover on downs.
Check pink. Set hut. 33, yellow.
We've got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
1 yard gain.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Let's go now. Smash, blue, 32. Ready?
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Browns have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter.
Well, it has been the passing game that's really been responsible for much of the scoring so far. But let's not forget about this running attack. They're pretty good, too, as evidenced right there.
And I think, Brandon, the fact that they've thrown the ball so well contributed to that touchdown, because that was a defense that was really keyed up to cover those receivers. All they wanted to do was blanket them. They didn't have enough men in the box to stop the run, and you saw the end result.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead opens up now to 22 points. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Well, probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the 4th quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
And once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off.
That flag, that'll push him back 5.
The offense staying out there. They're at 50%, 2 for 4 thus far in the game. What can they do here on 4th down? As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have the Steelers' first down. And it is a big letdown there defensively. They somehow allowed to convert on 4th and long.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Back to throw again.
Now he's going to step up and run.
And he'll just get rid of it. Well, I kind of got to give him credit. Another incompletion there, yes, but he's still trying to make plays outside the pocket.
Yeah, he's been hemmed in for much of the game. How about him getting outside there? And that's what you want to see from your quarterback. He's not giving up on this game, so every other player on the field has to say to himself, I can't give up either.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Looking inside, and it's complete. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 28. That's good for 28 yards.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
They'll look to throw again. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, these guys are not going to go out with their tails between their legs. They're going to keep taking their shots until the clock's at 0-0. But that one, like a lot of others, winds up incomplete.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for Cleveland, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.